Just ahead on CTV News.
Prince George's County Executive Aisha Braveboy has been in office for 100 days. I'm Jonathan Hunter. Today she shared with the community her top priorities and key highlights. I'll have more coming up.
Plus, Mount Rainier residents fighting for safer living conditions. And the Terps are gearing up for their Big Ten matchup. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
This is CTV News for October 3rd. I'm Anaya Falcon.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, Prince George's County Executive Aisha Braveboy delivered an address today to mark her first 100 days in office.
She talked about some of the key accomplishments and priorities that she has moving forward. CTV's Jonathan Hunter has our story.
It was a packed house inside the Center for Performing Arts at Prince George's Community College. People from all over came to hear directly from the county executive. Braveboy says one of her top priorities when she came into office was to clean up the county.
We've been hard at work cleaning up our streets and our shopping centers. That's what Project Elevate, Beautification and Renewal, is all about. Addressing neglected spaces, enhancing curb appeal, and making our public spaces and neighborhoods a point of pride.
Another goal of hers was to address the backlog of 311 service requests. That's why she launched the Strike Force 311 initiative. She told people in the county they would address 50% of those requests within 60 days.
Today, I can proudly say that not only did we make good on our promise, we exceeded expectations. By day 45, we had completed 8,458 service requests.
The county executive says when she came into office, there was a year-long standoff between the teachers and the school district. She believes appointing Sean Joseph as interim superintendent was the right decision.
And now, as a result, our teachers entered this school year not only among the highest paid in the region, but also supported, yes, let's give that.
And Braveboy is proud of the fact crime is going down. According to the county executive, there has been a 34% decrease in homicides and a 56% decrease in carjackings in the county.
We're going to have another public safety press conference next week, so we'll go into more details, but just a little teaser. We're moving in the right direction.
And during the address, she brought out former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick. The football star is partnering with the county on an education initiative called Lumi Story AI in the public schools.
Very excited for the opportunity to help advance our students, help work with Sean Joseph, make sure that we're advancing on the educational front, introducing AI, advancing our teachers in training and preparation.
Pastor Krishnan Natisan came to the address and believes with Braveboy in office, the county is moving in the right direction.
I think she's doing an excellent job, and I think that our county is really doing well under her leadership.
In Largo, Jonathan Hunter, CTV News.
Thanks, Jonathan. County executive reiterated over and over again during her address that she wants the region to know Prince George's County is open for business. And it's day 3 of the federal government shutdown, and agencies across the board are feeling it. At the Department of Energy, nearly 60% of workers are furloughed. The Environmental Protection Agency is hit even harder, with about 90% of staff off the job. That means new permits and most enforcement actions are on hold. Essential services like air traffic control, Medicare, and veterans health care are still running, but research grants and many agency operations are paused with no clear end in sight.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of Energy has canceled more than $8 billion in federal grants nationwide, including over a dozen projects here in Maryland. That includes 3 grants at the University of Maryland worth more than $5.8 million. The agency says the projects did not meet the nation's energy needs or provide a return for taxpayers. Lawmakers warn the cancellations will raise energy prices, cut good-paying jobs, and threaten the state's power grid. Grant recipients have 30 days to appeal.
And meanwhile, a federal judge has ruled the Department of Energy broke the law by capping how much states could spend on indirect costs tied to clean energy programs. That cap set during the Trump administration limited things like salaries and administrative support to just 10% of federal grant money. The judge called the cap arbitrary and a violation of federal rule-making laws. Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown says the decision protects the state's climate goals and the people working to meet them. No response yet from the federal government. And a 16-year-old in Maryland foster care was found dead in a Baltimore hotel earlier this week. Police identified her as Kanaya Ward from Prince George's County. She was under the care of the Maryland Department of Human Services. Investigators say they were seeing no signs of trauma or foul play. The medical examiner is working to determine the cause of death. And her death comes days after a state audit revealed that hundreds of foster youth have been placed in hotels and other unlicensed settings. State officials say they are reviewing the case and will hold contractors accountable if policies are violated.
Well, the victim of the fatal officer-involved shooting in Riverdale on Tuesday has now been identified. 45-year-old Tefsa Leith was shot and killed by Chevrolet Chief of Police David Morris after police say Leith was holding two knives and charging toward the chief. This happened after police were following up on a stabbing that happened earlier and located Leith near the car connected to the case. As of right now, the state's Attorney General office is leading the investigation in this case, and Chief Morris is still on restrictive duty at this time. Well, tenants in a Mount Rainier apartment building are fighting for safe housing and are having to appear in court, pushing for repairs and compliance. CTV News spoke with residents who want change.
For 20 years, I have a Grammy with Yolanda Adams, a Platinum Award with Kid Rock, and several other accomplishments, a Telly Award for editing and producing, and it has been my life, part of my mission, part of my purpose on this earth.
Silver Logan Sharp and her husband, Daryl Hunt, live at the Mount Rainier Artist Lofts. Nestled in the heart of the Arts District, it's home to many other local artists, singers, and fashion stylists.
The life of an artist is very topsy-turvy when it comes to regular income. We work by contract, we work by gig. So by living at the Mount Rainier Artist Lofts, it gave us an opportunity to live someplace affordable.
I cut the ribbon on the building. Was part of the group that decided that, yes, this is something we wanted.
But there were problems with the building since day one.
One of the major issues that existed at the beginning was the water and the leakage and the damage and the mold. And we gave Art Space permission to actually block off one of our streets so that they could do the repairs and construction. We hoped that that would end that problem.
But it didn't. And during COVID, some tenants started noticing worsening conditions. Tony George has been living here for 20 years.
There were issues with moisture and water damage and things happening with the windows and whatnot.
Plus, a broken elevator causing residents to walk up and down the stairs.
I have to tape it, so I have to untape it first, and that's both of them. And then I open it, but then it's like this, so the book.
Now there's an ongoing legal battle between the landlord and tenants.
I have actually, on behalf of the tenants, sent certified letters that I know they've received because they signed for them, but they've not reached out to me to discuss the issues in those letters. I've actually called, not gotten an answer.
The landlord is in Minnesota, making them hard to reach. And attorney Tanya Sweat says yet another problem arose back in June when the Department of Permitting, Inspections, and Enforcement put a notice on the building stating it was uninhabitable.
In the meantime, thank goodness for the judges in the district court, my clients are still allowed to live here pending the resolution of those issues.
Why not just leave?
Well, you want to be in the environment because you want to be able to collaborate with other people that are doing the same thing you're doing, or maybe do some type of cross collaboration. And so when you're taking your resources and you're dumping it more into your art, right? And this is an opportunity in order for you to do that, so that there isn't a hard struggle. That's a hard place to kind of shift from. So some have said, why not move to the next place or so place? And so That's maybe a fair argument, but you're still paying rent, you're still doing your part, and you should still be taken care of.
We reached out to the Mount Rainier Artist Loft and DPI and have not heard back yet. Their next court hearing is on December 1st. You're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Anaya Falcon. Still to come, the Chamber of Commerce is rolling out the red carpet tonight for their Excellence in Business Awards Gala.
We speak with the Chamber's president about the star-studded businesses being honored. Stay tuned.
Every minute, 20 people in the United States experience physical abuse from an intimate partner. But domestic violence goes beyond abuse.
I stand for kids growing up in safe, loving homes.
It's not always a partner. It can also be family.
Yo apoyo a las familias fuertes y a las comunidades fuertes.
Abuse can be emotional, verbal, and financial.
I stand for every survivor finding support and justice.
I stand for justice that protects and empowers.
I stand for teaching the next generation that love is never abuse.
We stand united against domestic violence.
Break the silence, break the cycle.
Together, we build. Yes, those, but not just those. We're here, and also here. Here, and most definitely here. Together, we can build affordability, opportunity, joy. Home is a foundation, a launch pad, where we can focus on what matters most. Habitat for Humanity has helped tens of millions of people around the world build their lives on their own terms. But we have so much more to do. Because 1 in 3 people on Earth still don't have a safe, affordable home. We believe everyone deserves a place to call home. Will it be easy? No. But we're not afraid of getting our hands dirty and doing the hard work. But we can't do it alone. We need you. Because all of this starts with home. And home starts with you.
Welcome back. Amid the government shutdown, lawyers for Kilmar Abrigo Garcia say the case must move forward or he should be released. Lawyers for the Department of Justice filed a motion Wednesday requesting a stay in all aspects of the case, saying government attorneys are prohibited from working even on a voluntary basis. However, yesterday, Garcia's lawyers argued the government failed to mention the habeas corpus law, which is a legal principle requiring the government to provide a lawful reason for holding a person in custody. The next hearing is scheduled for October 6th.
And a new committee at the University of Maryland is making it their mission to protect international students. This semester, the graduate student government formed an International Student Affairs Committee to advocate for international students and the issues facing their community. Now the university's GSG has reached its highest membership in 5 years. After starting off the year with just 17 members, GSG now has more than 50 members, with about half being international students.
The Prince George's Chamber of Commerce will be holding their annual Excellence in Business Awards Gala tonight. The sold-out event recognizes businesses and leaders in the community who are doing their part to strengthen the economic future of the county. The Chamber will be handing out 8 awards, including the Business Leader of the Year Award and the Corporate Citizenship Award. Alexander Austin, president of the Prince George's Chamber of Commerce, says the gala is one of their largest events of the year and brings together more than 500 businesses.
So it's our way to give back and recognize some of the amazing contributions that the business community and the business ecosystem has done collectively. And as they heard the county exec say, move us forward.
The event kicks off tonight with a red carpet and opening reception, followed by a dinner and awards program. The MC for tonight's event is none other than actor Anthony Anderson.
And a church in Landover is bringing resources to the community. City of Praise Family Ministries is preparing to host a City Cares Job Fair event on Monday. Community members will be able to receive on-site employment opportunities, speak with bank representatives, attend job resource classes, and benefit from their food pantry. The pastor of City of Praise says this event is necessary in today's trying times.
We're really excited about this. We understand the government is shut down. And we understand there's a lot of stress and hurt, and we understand that in our community, this hits us hard. And we wanted to provide resource for our community so they don't have to struggle or feel as though they're alone.
We have full-time staff that helps people secure jobs throughout the year. We also have a thriving, has been nominated the #1 food and clothing pantry in Prince George's County for many, many years, where we feed families on days other than Christmas and Thanksgiving. We have one of the largest getting children to college programs.
Road to college.
So we call that Road to College. And we invest a lot of money making sure we take children through the SAT process, letter writing process, and get them straight to the door. So we are a community-driven church.
And the Peoples also say the event is important and it will give people the tools to be successful entrepreneurs. During the event, attendees will be able to engage with about 30 different employers for hospitality, administration, and tech jobs. And the City Cares job event will take place on Monday at 10 a.m. at the City of Praise in Landover.
All right, well, if you're in the market for a new home, you may want to hold off. The average rate on a 30-year mortgage ticked up for the second straight week following a string of declines. The average long-term rate rose this week to 6.34% from last year's 6.12%. The housing market has been in a slump since 2022 when mortgage rates began climbing from historic lows.
And still to come on CTV News, it's almost time for our Pet of the Week.
Can you guess what kind of animal our new friend will be? We'll find out after the break. We'll be right back.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
From the beginning, America has depended on the courage and resilience of those who serve in our armed forces. For 250 years, they've been there for us without fail, putting their lives on the line, defending our freedom, helping us become the nation we are today. At Wounded Warrior Project, our mission honors the past by building a better future for post-9/11 veterans, service members, and their families. Our life-changing programs and services help warriors improve their mental and physical health, access the VA benefits they've earned, and connect with their communities, their purpose, and each other. Warriors have given us their best. Join us in supporting them through the next 250 years of strength, resilience, and recovery. Visit woundedwarriorproject.org/USA.
The University of Maryland is making safety their top priority with the new interim policy for riders. Yesterday, the school announced that all micromobility vehicle users must wear a helmet while riding on campus. Micromobility vehicles include manual and electric bikes, skateboards, and scooters. Any undergraduate or graduate student who is seen not wearing a helmet while riding around campus will be referred to the Student Conduct Office.
And tracks for the Purple Line are now 100% complete. Engineers have been regularly testing light rail cars on sections of the track near the Route 1 corridor. On a recent test drive, a train went as fast as 50 miles per hour, close to the top speed of 55 miles per hour. Trains will only hit those speeds on long straight stretches without intersections between stops, such as along Veterans Parkway. The Purple Line is currently slated to open in 2027, nearly 10 years after construction began. And this weekend, if you're traveling by Metro, here are some closures you need to look out for. Due to aerial structure repairs, stations on the blue, orange, and silver lines will be closed. But you will still have a way to get around, as free shuttle buses will be made available both Saturday and Sunday. To get the full details on your stops, customers can call 202-GO-METRO.
And if you plan on heading toward the Eastern Shore this weekend, listen up. There's going to be lane closures on the Bay Bridge next week, starting on Sunday for preservation and maintenance work. For the eastbound bridge deck replacement project, the eastbound span may be closed at the days and times right there on your screen, so plan ahead. Also for maintenance work, one lane of the eastbound span may be closed. All work is weather permitting, and motorists are urged to drive with caution. The westbound span may also be closed on Tuesday and Wednesday between 9 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. And say hello to our pet of the week, Caramel, a 1-year-old white and brown Rex and English spot rabbit who hops around the shelter since September 23rd. This bunny is as sweet as her name, and she's ready to leap into someone's heart.
Caramel may be young, but she's no small potato. She loves to hop around, wiggle her nose, and snuggle in once she feels safe.
According to our caretakers, she's fearful of humans.
Oh, really?
Probably wasn't socialized in her previous home. So we recommend somebody that is experienced with rabbits or just willing to take it slow with her, just so she can gain that trust.
So if you're ready to bring a little joy into your home, Caramel and her bunny buddies are waiting for you.
You can call Animal Services at 301-780-7200.
And remember, your next happy ending could just be one adoption away. And don't go anywhere just yet. It's the moment we've all been waiting for.
It's now time for our Friday Sports page. What's going on today, Simon?
Hey everyone, and coming right up, Terps quarterback Malik Washington speaks on his upcoming Big Ten opponent. That story and more after the break. Be right back.
We are mercy on a mission. Together we bring hope and healing.
When you see the changes in people's lives, these are the things that makes your life really worthwhile.
Shared our laughter, held our tears, built a bond that outlasts years.
Even though I know we are here for work, sometimes it doesn't feel like it because it's just people you love.
This experience is definitely staying with me for as long as I have memory.
The bonds we formed forever, they last.
To see how you can change lives, visit mercyships.org today.
What does a life after service look like? Kicking back? Taking it easy? We believe it looks a little different. It looks like leading for all veterans, helping shape policies to make certain they get the benefits they've earned, and ensuring every veteran's voice is heard. It looks like advancing to meet today's veterans where they are, lifting them up, and strengthening the bond that unites us. It looks like rolling up our sleeves, serving those in need, and cleaning up our communities to make them better for everyone. Because a veteran's mission never truly ends, and neither does ours. The VFW, still leading, still advancing, still serving. Get involved at stillserving.org.
Okay, everybody, go ahead and grab a seat for your Friday sports page. Now, first, I gotta tell y'all to go out and support your local high schools tonight, because since it's Friday, y'all know what that means. It's Friday Night Lights. There'll be gridiron action all over the county tonight, such as Crossland taking on Friendly, Suitland facing off against Eleanor Roosevelt, Largo returning to action versus Fairmont Heights, and finally Potomac High School, who will try to remain undefeated in their game against Laurel. And be sure to tune in on Monday, guys, because I have some highlights waiting for you. Meanwhile, the UMD football team will also take the field this weekend. The Terps will host Washington for their first game coming off of their bye week. Now, the Huskies are no slouches, as they have had a good start to the season also with a 3-1 record. And if Maryland wants to remain undefeated, they have to make sure they play well against Washington's defense.
They're a very, very sound defense. They like to play a decent amount of man coverage, but they'll throw in some zone here and there. And we're just going to look to attack and play to our rules, really just what we do best, understanding our concepts and our protections, and we play to our rules, we'll be fine.
Kickoff is tomorrow at 3:30. And sticking with Terps talk, the men's soccer team will be out west tomorrow, taking on Big Ten foe UCLA at 8 o'clock. And the women's soccer team will try to avoid 3 straight losses in their matchup against Illinois on Sunday at noon. In other news, my Washington Commanders will be out west this Sunday, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. And the Burgundy and Gold will look to bounce back from their loss against the Falcons last week. From not communicating 2 missed tackles, Washington's defense was not good in the Atlanta game and played a big part in the loss. And defensive coordinator Joe Witt gave his thoughts on what his unit has to do in order to improve.
I went back and I showed them the first 4 plays of the Giants game, okay? And, you know, you had Kinlaw's tackle, you had Payne coming out on the screen. Then the 4th play was they ran fast motion, and you saw Mikey communicating before the snap. You saw Will on the backside communicating and coming out. So pre-snap communication provides great post-snap play. And we didn't have enough of that here. And it seemed like we were playing more as individuals than as a collective unit in the last game. And so we got to get back to playing like we did, communicating like we did. And when we do that, it provides better play for the whole defense.
Hopefully my team gets back on track, y'all. We'll see what happens. And wrapping up sports, the Bowie State football team will face off against Fayetteville State tomorrow. The Broncos and the Bulldogs will kick off at 1 o'clock. And that wraps up your Friday sports page. Have a good weekend, you guys.
Thanks, Simon. And let's get a look at your 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be mostly clear if you're making plans. This weekend will be in the highs of 70s, and both Saturday and Sunday will be clear skies. Monday, it's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 79 and a low of 70.
And for our community calendar this Saturday, the city of Bowie is having its last Concerts for Causes for the season. Concerts for Causes is a nonprofit that has made it their mission to give hundreds of musical instruments to deserving students. This event takes place from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Bowie Town Center. But for more information, contact 301-332-8318. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you again Monday. Have a good night.